So I cached extra gas there. So I'm gonna just do this portage and then keep going up the Housatonic. Top 10 most fun things I've ever done in my entire life. This is surreal. It's actually surreal. You're gliding up the river with no effort. Fun. That was so much fun. I can't believe a boat can do that. All right, so I made it up to Gaylordsville Bridge, and you can see the rapids out there. And I'm not going to try to attempt this. The water is a lot lower than it was when we came up in the boat with the prop outboard, but I cannot believe this boat can go in such shallow water. Well, it's all about the jet, but this is so much fun. So I'm not going to attempt it. The boat's a little bit too short, and the waves are a little bit too high, so I feel like it would probably just get swamped. And I'm still very new to jet boating, so I'm very happy that it made it up the rapids, those 2 sets of rapids. It was actually really scary. I felt like I was going to be kind of thrown out of the boat, so I got to find a better way to brace myself. But it's doing great. It just has opened up so many rivers that I can now explore. So this boat is doing much better than the Cabot. The Cabot will not plane with this outboard for some reason, and it has really bad cavitation, but it also had really bad cavitation with the prop outboard, so I don't think I'll be using that. And this boat will get up on plane in like 50 feet. I can't, like, you just twist the throttle and it just jumps up on plane, and that's what you need in these rapids, so that you can get up it with the shallowest water possible. So if you're the whole time, I'm always planing when I'm going up the rapids, so I'm doing probably like 15 miles an hour or so. But I'm gonna go back down and head back down. But this is a complete success. This is definitely the best purchase I've made in terms of boating. So this is a lot of fun, and it opens up a whole lot of possibilities. So I'm just portaging the stuff out of the boat around, and I just picked up the gas tank, and there's like half a gallon left or so. So that's why I cached that extra 6 gallons over here, because the 2-stroke jet drive is pretty thirsty. Like, it uses probably like 30% more gas. Plus, I did check my speed. I'm doing like 22 miles an hour over the rapids, and a lot of times I'm like flat out, because going over the riffles, as long as you're planing, you can go through like 6 inches of water or so. I don't think I ever even really hit, besides in the rapids where you're going over rocks. But in the shallow stuff, when you're planing, you don't even touch the river bottom. So the boat is only rated for a 15-horse engine, and this is a 25, so I think the transom will need some stiffening. There is a lot of flex, and it probably won't last that long, but I'm sure I could come up with some way of strengthening it. But it's very impressive, the jet outboard, what it can do. I don't think there's anything else that can do this. You definitely can't pole up these rapids. It's as easy as that. Just a strap around the front, and I'm just dragging it along. The wheels are really low PSI, there's a lot of crossovers with doing portaging and off-roading. So you want those knobby tires with really low PSI, and you definitely need max tracks. It's so funny, like you see max tracks all the time on like poser vehicles and stuff. I wonder if you'll start seeing max tracks mounted on boats, but only on like poser boats. So max tracks are definitely a must for doing stuff like this. So also I brought a second jack plate. So this one I had on the boat before, and it didn't raise the outboard as much. This is level right with the bottom of the boat. This one was like 1.5 inches down, and it also set the motor back a few inches, and it did good. It didn't cavitate or anything like it was doing with the cabote, but it was creating extra drag because the intake was too low, so it was creating drag. So I added this one, which is 21 inches from the bottom of the boat, so a little bit higher than the 20-inch transom height, and it seems to be perfect. I don't think I would change a single thing, but I brought this one just in case this one started cavitating, because I had this one on the cabote and it was cavitating really, really bad. So I thought maybe it could be the jack plate was just too high. So I figured I'd have a whole toolkit. I would throw that one on. This is just like off-roading with Land Rovers. You always have to have full toolkit and kind of supplies to be out for a while if something goes wrong, and repair whatever can go wrong. So, and in this case, I even brought an entire second outboard in case something majorly went wrong, just because I don't know how well this one's would do. This is the extra outboard. It's a lightweight 6 horsepower, but it would get me home if I needed. So you can see this is just in case. I won't need to bring that in the future, though. It seems like this motor is perfectly reliable, but being in 1973, I just really didn't trust it at first, but it is performing flawlessly. And here's the extra gas that I cached. So this is 6 gallons. This will get me home because I'm out of gas now. So there's like half a gallon left in the tank. And this is where you grease the bearings, and you can see it's definitely contaminated with water. So as soon as I get home, I'll grease that and pump out all of the milkshake looking grease and until fresh grease comes out. So it's definitely high maintenance as far as every time I use it, gotta grease it. And I gotta say, this boat's pretty light for what it can do. So the motor weighs about 90 pounds. The boat itself weighs, I think, 120 pounds. Gas is probably about 35 pounds. I think it's 5 pounds a gallon or 6 pounds a gallon. The spare outboard I won't need to take, but that's probably 45 or 50 pounds. The toolkit is probably like 35 pounds. Max tracks don't really weigh anything, and we have a second tank of gas. So for something that can glide up rapids, I don't know what other contraption could possibly do that. So it definitely does what it's designed to do well. And what other boat can you portage like this that can also go up rapids? So this is a key boat for exploring in shallow inland waterways. The only limitation will be gas. So now I'm going to launch it back in the water and continue the 10 miles back to Newtown.